Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of Where Goodness Grows. Today, we're gonna be traveling into the future. Okay, just kidding, not like the future, but with Land O'Lakes being a farmer-owned co-op, we actually wanna look at how Land O'Lakes farmer owners are using new, innovative technologies to care for their cows, which actually brings us to our first story of the day. So let's get started. Yeah! So for today's Farming Faces, we're chatting with Land O'Lakes farmer owner, Katie Dotterer Pyle. She and her husband, David Pyle, operate Cow Comfort and Dairy, a beautiful dairy farm in Union Bridge, Maryland. Hey Katie, I'm Amy.
Hi, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too. It seems so peaceful there. I feel like I hear some birds chirping. I'm kind of jealous.
It's a little peaceful here, but it's a very busy time on the farm today. We are harvesting corn and we're spreading manure and we're still taking care of all of our girls. It's actually getting close to feeding time, so it is peaceful to an extent.
So how long has it been in operation?
So we grew up as part of the third generation on our own family farms. I'm from central Pennsylvania originally and my husband's from Vermont. So we left to start our own farm, so we are first generation here at Cow Comfort and Dairy.
How do you make sure that your cows stay healthy?
So we make sure our cows are healthy and active by putting an activity monitor on them. So this is just like what humans have to track their steps, and we do the same thing for cows. And it actually tracks their milk weight. So all of their milk is getting tracked. So when Snickerdoodle comes in the milking parlor and she gives us 35 pounds of milk in the morning, and then she comes in at night and only gives me 12 pounds, that's a huge red flag.
Okay, so Katie, I'm excited to meet Snickerdoodle.
This is Snickerdoodle. She knows she's famous. She is 7 years old and trained on a halter, so this is what we call a halter, so she walks like a dog. She's a pretty cool cow.
Okay, well let's switch gears for a second. I'm curious to know how you feed your calves.
So there is a little feeder up here. So the calves go into the feeder, and on the other side of that blue wall is the robot. And what that robot is doing is it's reading that tag in that calf and saying, okay, this is number 5429, and this is how much milk she drank. So what's the main benefit of feeding your calves that way? They're smarter if they start out this way because they're learning how to socialize with others, they're learning how to share, they're learning how to share the robot and their feed and things like that. So Katie, future-wise, where do you see your farm going with technology? One of the technologies I would absolutely love to have are their boluses, so pills. And when you talk about a cow pill, they're pretty big. And what it does is it sits in one of the cow's stomachs, and which is much like ours is the abomasum, and it tells you their temperature anytime you want to know it. So you don't have to walk out and find them and take their temperature. This pill is always inside your cow, so you know always what the internal temperature of your cows are. All right, well, Katie, you are a wealth of knowledge. We so much appreciate you sharing all of that with us. Maybe we'll see you another time soon, you and Snickerdoodle. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you for having me. Snickerdoodle says thank you as well. She loves being on camera. Thanks again. Bye. All right, so for today's Did You Know, I want to dive into some other technology advancements that are taking place on dairy farms. First, we have the cow brush. This huge brush serves as a scratching station that cows can actually use to scratch those hard to reach itches and make the cows feel a little more comfortable. I don't know about you, but I 100% would love to have one of these in my house. Next is the automatic feed pusher. I think this one's super cool. This useful robot goes up and down the barn, pushing food into cows' feed lanes. At the end of the day, that means that cows get all their food and humans have less work to do. Next, we have the Rotary Parlor. And even though it looks like a ride that you might see at a state fair, it actually lets farmer owners milk their cows more efficiently. While each cow is milked, the platform rotates, and once it's done milking, the cow is lined up to leave the parlor.
And those are just a few of the many different tech tools Land O'Lakes farmer owners are using on their dairy farms to help produce the milk that goes into Land O'Lakes butter, which actually brings me to our next segment. Okay, I'm starting to get pretty hungry, so this segment couldn't have come at a better time. Let's see what we'll be enjoying today, shall we? Frosted homemade crescent rolls from the Meisner family, who operate Hickory Hill Farms in Hospers, Iowa. Now let's hear from Steve about how this recipe came to be. Well, hey Steve, super awesome to have you here.
Thanks, it's great to be here.
Where did the inspiration for this recipe come from?
This is actually my grandma's recipe. She passed this recipe down to my mom and now my wife.
So is this something that y'all make as a staple, like a weekend thing, or is it like a special treat, holiday type thing?
It's a special treat, it's a holiday. It's a holiday tradition.
Maybe this will be one of those recipes for our family and it'll be super cool that I got it from you guys.
I hope it is, I hope it is.
So when's the last time that you made these with your mom?
So last Saturday we went over there and me and my kids made them with my mom, and the kids were putting the frosting on, they were sampling everything, and we definitely made a mess, but had a really good time.
Well, Steve, thank you so much for joining us today and giving us this amazing recipe.
Yeah, thank you for having me, and we're very proud to be a part of the Land O'Lakes family.
Well, I hope you have a great day. Bye.
Bye.
All right, I've been thinking about these all day, so let's give them a try. Just like I predicted, they are as good as they look. I'm gonna give them 4.6 sticks out of 5. And you know, with what Steve just told us, these crescent rolls are easy to make. So head on over to landolakes.com, get the recipe for yourself, and let's get baking. So here we are, another episode of Where Goodness Grows in the books. And honestly, this one is up there as one of my favorites. It was really cool to have a look at the tech tools used on dairy farms. Can't wait to see y'all in another episode of Where Goodness Grows.